Welcome back to Kingdom TV Live. I am Dr. Angelique Johnson here, Minister Dr. Angelique Johnson here, representing Life Development Corporation, which is a nonprofit arm of Kingdom Fellowship Christian Life Center. And today I wanted to talk to you all about the Wealth Builder movement. I know you saw a clip a few weeks ago of the movement from last year, and we are going to be having another Wealth Builder movement this year. We're so excited about it. So I thought today was a great time, a great opportunity for me to come in and just explain why we did Wealth Builder movement. What is it for those of you that may have never heard of Wealth Builder movement before, and what are we going to be doing a little bit differently this year as kind of a teaser. So starting out, just to give you a little bit of background on myself, I am a Black female entrepreneur in the medical device tech space. And Wealth Builder Movement was built under Light Development Corporation, which, of course, as you all know, the CEO and founder is Pastor Timothy E. Finley Jr. And so he, not only being a pastor, but also being another Black business owner, a Black male business owner, and building wealth in the community, very interested in social justice issues and how wealth ties into that. Well, we came together and we said, hey, what can we do to promote wealth among the Black community, not just here in Louisville, but nationally? And thus was born the Wealth Builder movement. And truly the movement is about not only Black people and brown people individually building wealth for themselves, but building wealth for their families and building wealth for their communities collectively. One of our core tenets is that we believe wealth is not born, bred, brought into your life's existence in isolation. It requires community. Some of the wealthiest individuals that we know in the world did not do it on their own. In fact, almost all of them, in fact, I'm just going to say it, all of them did not do it on their own. And especially when you look at other majority cultures in the United States of America that have built wealth, if you're looking at white families, if you're looking at white entrepreneurs, you just look at the stats and you can see that they tend to build wealth together. They don't do it in isolation because really you need a collective effort. And likewise, we want to be doing the same to build wealth. So that's one of our tenets, building wealth together. The other tenet is, what are the ways in which you can build wealth? So we really focus on three key areas. The first of those is entrepreneurship. I already told you I'm an entrepreneur, and of course, Pastor Timothy Finley Jr. is an entrepreneur as well. That's one way to build wealth. But then there's also real estate investment. That's another way, another prominent way in the United States of America to build wealth. So maybe you're buying real estate properties, or you are and selling them, right? So you could be flipping houses, or maybe you're buying real estate properties and you're leasing and renting those out to individuals. So whatever way you do it, real estate investment is the other prominent way to build wealth. The third way to build wealth in the United States of America is through just general investment. So stock market investments is kind of the traditional pathway, but you could also invest in other people's businesses, or you can invest in, Bitcoin, right? So it's not necessarily, well, we're getting there, right? Didn't start out trading on the stock market, but you can invest in these non-traditional investment things. But truly the stock market has kind of been this tenet of wealth creation. So we are heavily involved in entrepreneurship, but not so much in real estate investment and stock market investment. And you need all three to build wealth. And when it comes to entrepreneurship, one of the things that we want to just foster and develop, because we are so involved in entrepreneurship, we have some phenomenal Black entrepreneurs, brown entrepreneurs doing their thing out there. We want to make sure that even in that, we're doing it collectively. You don't have to build a business entirely on your own back. It's a great thing to partner with somebody else. It's a great thing to leverage partnerships in the community. You need to have connections to banks so you can get loans. You need to have connections to investors so you can capitalize those businesses so they can grow very big, very large, and really contribute to the whole economic wealth of the Black and brown community. So we look at entrepreneurship, real estate investment, and stock market investment, as well as non-traditional investments in the Wealth Builder movement. The last thing that the Wealth Builder movement really is strong about and really wants to do and believes is absolutely necessary for building Black and brown wealth is education. So you do not build wealth by just going out there and reinventing the wheel over and over again. You will take forever to do it. The best thing you can do to build wealth is to get with somebody who's already taken that pathway before and learn from them. So we're big proponents of bringing those that have already built wealth in a certain domain, that are well on their way to building, their fiefdoms, so to say, in that wealth domain. And we bring those gurus to you and we say, hey, I might own a company, but I don't do real estate investment. You do real estate investment. Maybe you could teach me how to do that, and I could teach you about being an entrepreneur. So we share knowledge and wisdom in the movement. We do collective education. And for those that are saying, hey, I'm not in one of those three sectors. So I don't have my own business, I am not invested in real estate, and I also am not invested heavily in the stock market or non-traditional investments. So if you're not in any of those areas, don't worry. We still bring people to you, directly to your living room, directly to your car. We have virtual programming that you can tune into. You can actually go to our Facebook page at Wealth Builder Movement and see our previous educational series and just knowledge series. You can watch the videos and hear from those that have done it, how you can do it. So whether you're learning for the first time or not, you can get that started. So we're going to take a short commercial break, and I'm going to come back and talk to you a little bit more about the movement. Welcome back, welcome back. Again, this is Minister Dr. Angelique Johnson, one of the committee chair members of Life Development Corporation, and I am here talking to you guys about the Wealth Builder Movement, which is all about building wealth for Black and brown families. Previous to the commercial break, I talked about our core tenets. I talked about how we teach entrepreneurship, real estate investment, and stock market investment, as well as non-traditional investments. I talked about how we believe in collective wealth creation, that you cannot do it on your own. You have to do it in community. I want to stress that over and over and over again. We cannot build wealth unless we're doing it in community. So the first step to building wealth is building community. So please always be engaged with other wealth builders so that you can build along with them. And then we talked about last year how we had a wonderful 2-day conference. It was virtual. It was wonderful. We had 12 different sessions in this virtual conference. You can check it out by going to our Facebook page at Wealth Builder Movement. You can also check it out on YouTube at Wealth Builder Movement, and you can see wonderful clips. You can see the full run of show that we did last year. Well, now to close it out, I want to get you excited about this year. This summer, we are bringing back the Wealth Builder Movement, but we're going to do it a little bit different. We're actually going to have a Black Wealth Week. And that's going to allow us and just allow you to get flooded with all this great information, but kind of dispersed over time. And we want to bring in some partners with this as well. So during Black Wealth Week, some of the things that you can expect to see is you'll hear pieces. We're actually going to go out and get the real kind of live and in action stories of Black and brown entrepreneurs as they're doing business. Here, for example, how you would actually build up a restaurant from scratch. A lot of us want to get into the food industry, and we might start out in catering, but then wonder, how do I own a restaurant one day? And do I lease a space or rent a space? Do I have to build out the kitchen? What do the numbers look like? At Wealth Builder Movement, we do not shy away from the numbers. If you don't know your numbers, then I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to build wealth. So we want to make sure you know the numbers. how much money does it take to build a restaurant? So we're going to be talking to some wonderful entrepreneurs, not only in the food industry, but also in the fitness industry and other industries that are just right for us to get into, the hair industry, and just say, hey, how did you build up from there? The other thing that we're going to do during Black Wealth Week, in addition to showcasing those entrepreneur stories, is talking with real estate investors and going out, visiting some Airbnb franchises, individuals that I call them franchises, but individuals that not only have one or two Airbnbs, but they have whole floors of apartment complexes full of Airbnbs. And just, how do I get there? How do I do that? How do I invest in real estate in that way? People that are investing in houses and flipping them. We'll be going out and seeing some of that as well. So Black Wealth Week, Black and Brown Wealth Week is really going to be about immersing ourselves in the wealth building process and learning by seeing others do, instead of just having to kind of Google it and figure out it on our own. Lastly, we certainly want to build community within Wealth Builder Movement, so we are looking forward to having a virtual community building event. I know some of you are coming from outside of Louisville and you're tuning into us, and so we hope to have some live feed of that and some also virtual community building activities. But certainly if you're joining us and you're actually going to come in to Louisville, we want to have a celebration of Black and Brown wealth and add that as well to our Wealth Builder Movement. Yeah, we're still on COVID, so we're virtual, but we're coming out of it. So our hope is that we will be able to have some in-person events this year, which we did not have last year, mixed in with a lot of virtual content, because we know we're still under COVID. But also, what's better than catching it when you just come home from work, or when you just want to, you got a lunch break? Being able to get that content in your home, in your office, in your car is really important to us, because wealth is built on the go. So we want to make sure you guys have access to Wealth Builder Movement on the go. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. We'll be doing another series on Wealth Builder Movement, kind of leading up to it. So we'll have people that I'll bring on from time to time to talk about different facets of wealth building. So see you guys next time.